Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Strategic Command World War I. This is the West Front first, or the Schlieffen plan playthrough. And I know the AI, we're going to see how the AI starts screaming, "You're not the British! You're not the British! You're not supposed to do naval invasions!" Yeah, well, we did. We're outflanked them, and we have a port secured. I don't think they are strong enough to just immediately push me out, especially with all these pockets that we've created here and whatnot. So let's see how. I'm worried about my navy's doing okay. Let's put you on rating. Yeah, let's. Oh, well, that's a contact. Okay, well, that may have been a mistake, but let's see how all this goes. Loss of Ivangorod reduces Russian national morale. Yes, we're blocking that. Scientists, Turkish scientists, progress on logistics, very good, to 100%. Yep, they now get logistics, great. That's got to help, especially maybe just marginal help, but on, well, both the Russian front for them and the Egyptian front, or the Sinai front. Good, good, you're supposed to die from attacks, that's a good plan. Yeah, those guys aren't doing so well. Maybe they'll stay around for a while. Oh man, you dove. You're getting good at diving. Good. These are some of the ones that have earned more medals or experience, or however you want to talk about that. But yeah. Interesting that he comes down to go after this guy and not the one he's already up there with. Now, CLs, light cruisers, did have some anti-submarine capabilities. To the best of my knowledge, I'm not a naval expert, but they were not nearly as good or effective at anti-submarine as destroyers. Okay, well, they didn't move their artillery way back somewhere to protect it, so it looks like we might, because I might be able to bring in something in front of it. Chance to kill it, which would be nice. Killing a relatively expensive artillery unit is nice. Yes, we do have Greece in the war now. You know, all these guys at the end of their movement, maybe we should do some attacks against some of these lighter or beat up CL units. Ooh, Dreadnought just got hit by subs. Good. A Dreadnought should have no appreciable anti-submarine capabilities. Well, we should have some defense because we're in the port. They may have just thought they were coming after those subs, I guess. Okay, yeah, it was just a strategical bombing. But that gets locked into place good. Yeah, like I say, they might be able to move stuff up there. Don't know. They're pushing deep in, but I don't know that it's going to do them good. I should make another core to go up there, or at least a detachment. Attachment might just give sort of marginal protection to keep from getting surrounded, as it were. Now the question is do I move up on the Western Front? Thank you, very noisy plane. Okay, they're suffering attrition losses in the pre-bat marshes. Attrition losses, very good. Okay, Netherlands is moving towards the Entente. Okay, we're disrupting their convoys up there. British woman Flora Sanders starts her career in the Serbian army. How interesting. Okay, we're calculating supply. Right. Okay, so 17. Okay, War Minister. Emissaries from the Senussi report that their forces have been successful in taking up arms against the Italian occupier. Great victory, capturing Britain and Eastern Cyrenaica. Humbly request that we send them more arms and officers to train a regular corps to take the field alongside more irregular tribesmen. Yes. Almost forgot about these guys down here. Oh, good. Oh, good. What was this again? Okay, it was a core. I think core. Should have looked at it more carefully. Question is, do we move up? Probably. I would think our Russian. Oh, it's a detachment. Oh, yeah, we maybe should have put that somewhere else. Okay, subs, more subs. Very good. Okay, now here. Yeah, there. Just like I thought, but just checking. Here, we might get something to try to clear those. And a Turkish detachment, yeah. It's a long walk out to here. And I was definitely thinking down. Yeah. Okay, let's put you here. Because we're looking at having an Arab revolt. Let's save this. Okay. Now, they're at full strength. They could be improved. Wow. Yes, we're going to go get a full core here. Well, that uses up well. How do we try that? Yeah, I think we do try that. Here, yeah, we're going to go take Fez. That's a definite. That's a definite. Now, okay, good. That was worth it. Well, yeah, recon bombers. Do we need to do this? No, we don't need to do the artillery. I say that and then we don't completely clean up. Yep. I moved to there just because they're the most healthy of the units. And then you can move to there. These guys can move down to here. And yeah. Went a little more than I thought it would, but okay. So did that, but alright. Just hitting there. Okay, so not quite yet a pocket, but starting to become one. That's best set up for the assault. You come up that way because you're going to go that way anyways. Capture all of that. Yes, you can come all the way to there, which exposes recons them. Good. Yeah, we might as well move that way because no longer danger of taking Minsk. I gather this is all muddy right now from rain, so we're not moving very fast, but okay. I do know we could put things on railroads, but just takes up so much resources. Now, yeah, okay, maybe they're just too far away. Okay, I guess they didn't do any good against the subs. There we go. Well, they did do good. Okay. Let's move this heavy cruiser here. We want to try to create a blockading situation to the port. Oh, I know you guys know I also play War Plan too. I like both of these games. They just have different clicking on rules. Yeah, let's max these guys out that we can. Let's max these guys out. I'm thinking of sending them up there once we do that. And of course, reducing this pocket here will be immensely useful. Yeah, that's enough of a fight. We will artillery them. I would I'd rather fully take this one out right now. I guess they can move up there just a detachment, but still, that's nice. This turn, then partially take out. They're hitting from behind the trench line. That gives them their significant. There we go. That will definitely help with supplying up this way. Yeah, I think pushing this way is a little more useful. I think that is, not no. Well, since all of the Austrian HQs are going to be down here this way, we might as well move the Austrian army this way instead of up to help on the northern front. So is this now exclusively Austrian? I think so. So that should still do all right. Now down here, I need to extend some of these ranges or give up that stacking limitation. Okay, you swap out and get them completely. Very good. They attacked. Well, yeah, we'll grind on them a bit. They may have the points just to simply replace, but we'll see how that goes. Well, guess they may be having to hold in Triana. Now this does, of course, present me with a little bit of a problem down here. And yes, we really should be reinforcing some of these, but well, don't want to get this cut off, but I really would like to threaten them down here. Yeah, we have an Italian dreadnought here. Okay, guys. Well, ooh, the submarine attack looks like it would do well. Good. Contact. Okay. Will you go back in? Okay. 4 for 4. That doesn't look overly promising. Ooh, that's not nice either. Okay, they're really out here in strength. Okay, you retreat back to there. No air yet down here that's effective. No, you're going to stay right where you're at. Let's... okay, 400. Well, let's... The Navy is secondary importance right now for our Austrian friends here. Okay, looks like we can maybe get you. These are the... Oh, these are fighters. No, I don't want to send fighters up. I want the reconnaissance bombers, but they're over here, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, so now we're not going to bomb them with fighters. Okay, you come up to here. There we go. Let's shift and reinforce these guys. Okay, fresh guys in the front line took out an Italian corps. That seems like a good day's worth of work. Okay, well, they've come up and hugged us close here, the French have. It's going to be costly, but I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, these guys are going to swap out here and the colonial troops. There we go. These guys will swap here. And definitely not attack. Okay. Yeah, these guys are already upgraded one level because they're using the Adrian helmets. Yeah, oh, that's right, I gotta hold down the shift. Was not thinking about that. Yeah, not as good as this attack is going to be. Yeah, looks like it'd be better chance of better success. Okay, 2 corps down. 2 corps down, and before these guys get their helmets, as it were. Oh, well. See, if we move into here, we just give them all a chance and whatever forces back here. Let's... Yes, interceptors. Okay, well, not as many as I thought, but to do their thing, let's look down to here. Okay, well, again, not as many as I thought. Huh. You always see your problems and not always the enemy's. And we've had a pretty good campaign of taking their units out. And so, yes, ringing this guy here from 4 sides and pounding him is good. But the question is will we be able to survive the counterattack? And what are the benefits of pushing deeper in? I don't know the benefits of pushing deeper in. I hope you don't mind me not editing out these sort of thoughtful, don't know what to do moments. Okay. Give you some of my thoughts. The Franco-Prussian War very much influences Germany's thinking. Germany definitely had a good idea and a knowledge of the idea of mass armies cannot be maintained indefinitely. Reasonably large armies can be. And maybe to an era that I know more about, say the French standing army in 1939. They have the standing army. There are some professional units. The political government is afraid of a professional army. This is why there was such a negative reaction to de Gaulle's book, just because of the title. In English, it is, my understanding, if I remember correctly, is Towards a Professional Army. The term professional is what is anathema to the French politicians in the 1930s. They want a populous army, an army that, because they're afraid, partially because of things going in the past, of an army doing a coup against the political leaders. Now, here's a hint. I don't know of. There's probably some maybe we can see Hugo Chavez, who staged an earlier coup and then did other things in, his original coup. So he eventually gets elected, stages an early coup against the Venezuelan army, or against the Venezuelan government, and it fails. But yeah, as I'm thinking about this, rarely, and I'm not the third world, and I'm not putting Latin America so much in that, but in really sort of failed states, but even that sort of gets the point, is most all of the time, there will never be or there won't be, never is not a good term, there won't be a military coup against a politically based government that is doing a good job, is meeting the needs of the people. So if your politicians, the leftist socialists that want to push things in radical ideas in government, fear the army, their own army, more than they fear foreign armies. They fear their own army. And we can often see this in Hollywood movies that have right-wing militaries want to overthrow leftist American governments because of things. They fear their own army more than they fear the foreign armies, is because political leadership is doing such a poor job at governing people. Okay? Just that is a truism. I wish I could say it better to make it something that you would want to put on a coffee mug or something like that. But so France in 1940, again, I know it much better than, say, France in 1914, but it is somewhat true in 14, I'm sure, from my knowledge. In the 1930s is, there are professional units. Some are sort of like the French Foreign Legion. Some are other colonial occupation type troops. Some are, smallish elite, guards regiments or whatever it might be, cavalry regiments or something like that. But what is mostly going on is a conscript army, a mass populace army, as it were. But, and so that you have, and I don't know, again, I'm sorry, I don't know what it was for the standard situation, something like 18 months to, 3 years. And again, I don't know what it was, but this is sort of a common thing, is that most all fit, healthy males do a term of military service. But the whole system relies on the idea of having a standing army, because they've learned you need a standing army that's ready to go. But if war breaks out, you start calling up the reserves. And the reserves can be multiple types of reserves. But yeah. So Germany's idea in, through the Schlieffen plan is to push hard, knowing that two things are happening from the French perspective. One, they have a standing army, but the standing army isn't all standing in one place. That is also a difficulty in logistics, meaning there are French divisions, whether just because there's a Spanish border or an Italian border, there are French divisions down here, but there's also just French divisions, in the interior that are, spread out. So you've got to concentrate your army. Now, they presumably, and again, I've not read all the assessments of why and what Schlieffen was thinking for his battle plan, but we're going to presume the idea is that they could more or less move much of the standing army to the point of conflict. Now, of course, are they going to know that the secret Schlieffen plans, are swinging around here instead of a straight march to Paris or some other things? So even if they have all of their standing army to the battlefront, as it were, however you want to define some of these terms, doesn't mean that it's going to go into the right place effectively. Two, they know that the French are going to bring out the reserves. I am sure, again, more sure as in belief than as in knowing the details of the French mobilization plans, but they're going to mobilize reserve type units of various formats, as well as potentially creating new units. And so they want to march to Paris before all of this happens, before even if they can, or even if they can start moving all of their standing army to the front, they've got the whole front. Where's the main thrust going to be? Are they going to stick it all here while it's all going around the flanks, whatever it might be? And they're not going to instantly have all of the front. And we can see I have some of the problems with their too rapid ability to move units by train to get them for the Schlieffen, the March to Paris DLC for this. Okay. A strategy that works well for the time scale of this game, the strategic longer turns, but for the rapid turns, I think it's a little too fast to shift forces around. And so, yeah, you can shift forces via rail, but I went into detail on one of the episodes about what it takes to shift a division by train, and it's a lot of time. Just getting them ready, getting them there, and then once you're there, unloading them effectively and whatnot. So yeah, it's a long and involved process. So you get your forces out, I don't know, to Reims, but they're getting hammer blows to the north. Okay, so, and even Schlieffen is not going, again, the direct approach, and this is where we're getting into my philosophy of warfare. I say mine is the one that I think of, but obviously it's highly influenced by many other military thinkers, including Sun Tzu. Everything flows from Sun Tzu. Is the direct approach is the most common, but normally not the best. Now, of course, if your enemy is convinced that you're not going to be doing the direct approach, so they stick all of their forces down here, well, half of their main forces over here, and the other main half is over here, and there's just a little few in the center, well then, yeah, marching up the center is the best move. But mostly it is the indirect approach to Paris. So even Schlieffen is pushing on the German right wing as the main thrust forward and down and moving around, instead of going straight to Paris. So my thoughts, my philosophy is the path to Paris is not the straight path. And what does holding these three hexes, and then maybe once we get this hex, those 4 hexes, what do they do? Well, we are one more hex next to Paris. That's true. And that is good. And I do want your thoughts, because we're not going to end this turn or make the decision now. I do want your thoughts on whether I should try to move up here because we can move these guys to here, these guys to here, you know, get a lot of these units forward, and we would just have, we'd be on the outskirts of Paris. And that might be worth it in and of itself, because we can move this artillery to there. Yeah, that might just be because we do see that there, at least I presume, was nothing here and nothing here. So they don't have a deeper line. I thought they would have another whole line of infantry back here and back here, but maybe we've just been doing too good of an attritional job at concentrated local blows on them that are wearing them down. So always the indirect approach, the indirect approach. We need to keep that in mind. So should I move up? And not that we should, but well, we could go here and maybe attack the artillery. These guys can come to here, down. Yeah, probably should. Because I'm partly looking at all these cores stacked back here that are, they're not doing us no good because they've given us such great defenses in depth, and yeah, we are weak here, and if they were to push here, we could readily get these guys back. Here, that is our weak spot, but fortunately, the way the zones of control is, they can't just, oh shit, okay, well, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Well, before I make any more mistakes, let's save this. Well, there was a stupid offensive. Some general just got fired for attacking without orders because it's just useless. But I don't think, looking here, that they're going to be able to come here. So, but fortunately, they just can't march up here and get all the way to Liège with zones of control. So we could easily react, though we're, you know, roughish situations if they do push there. So what are your thoughts? Should I move up? Because I've just been having, in my opinion, such a good time of having them move up to me and just killing 2 corps, killing 2 corps, killing 2 corps, or 3 or 4 corps along this front, and killing a corps or 2 along here, and periodically bringing, like we just took down another corps here, and all they have is a detachment here, and then all these units can be reinforced and moved here, and slow, steady progress and hitting where we have an advantage, not attacking just for attacking's sake, though that might be the thing to do there. Take out that corps. Okay, they can go to max. And these guys can swap. So now, if anything, if we were really, you know, better in position here, we might be able to attack there, but okay. Yeah, I sort of expect it might hurt a little bit more. And only if we actually, yep, shatter that. Good. That made it worth it. Okay, I don't think they're going to be able to come in and cut us off there. Yeah. So just what that happened there is what I don't want to have happen over on the West Front. because they move to sort of surround this, I presume, and then hit, and eliminate it. Now they might have another division or something they can move in and swap out and hit here, but I don't think they're going. Yeah, he's entrenched. Good. Is going to get that core killed, and this one that they're taking down to strength of 2 is now back up 10, so their whole attack wasn't worth it. Now maybe if we are in place next time, if this goes as we see here, we're not facing trenches from this side, so we could next time, once we're in place, instead of having moved up, we might be able to hit from this side, hit from these other sides, and then maybe even swap him up and kill the Russian mountain division there. And that would be a good operation. So we may do that. We may not. I don't know whether our strength will allow that. But that's what I don't want to have happen over on the Western Front. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Excuse me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I really would love your thoughts on whether I should advance to Paris or to the outskirts of Paris or not. That would be a we have that out for reinforcements, what we could reinforce. Yes. Yeah, thanks everyone. See you next time for more historical gaming.